with us. Shinzo Abe is the Prime Minister of Japan. He met for hours with Trump a few months ago when he was just president-elect. They talked about hugging each other in the big love fest. For the Japanese, that's a big deal for Trump to talk like that. And the Japanese made basically a behind-the-scenes deal. Little Bird told me, strategically, the Pentagon already wanted for Japan to really link up with the United States against China, who is very expansionist right now, and with Russia behind the scenes, and to bring down the EU, that's basically a George Soros, Rothschild combine, and to bring down globalism worldwide, go back to nation states and back to trading with each other and doing, you know, the individual trade deals, not the big blanket ones that waive our rights. It's a very magic time right now. It's not that Trump's perfect. He's just not out to get us. And again, it looks like he's going back to old American plans. America was the cutting edge of all this. The Heritage Foundation, other neocon, fake conservative groups go, oh, us having no controls over trade is free trade. But everybody else gives us screw jobs. No. This is going to be reciprocal. This is going to be a two-way street for everybody. This is the beginning of prosperity coming back if we take it in our hands. We'll talk to Mr. Rappaport, investigative journalist, about this in a moment and more. But first, since we mentioned it, here he is earlier with the Prime Minister.
Developed a great friendship when we met in New York City at Trump Tower. We spoke for a long, long period of time. And when I greeted him today at the car, I was saying, I shook hands, but I grabbed him and hugged him because that's the way we feel. We have a very, very good bond, very, very good chemistry. I'll let you know if it changes, but I don't think it will. So I just want to thank the Prime Minister for being here. We're going to be meeting your wife in a very short period of time, and I look very much forward to that. And I want to thank everybody in the room. We're going to have a tremendous relationship, long-term relationship of mutual benefit with Japan. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
See, folks, the globalists fear virile energy. They also fear the feminine energy, because it's the human energy. And they fear real bonds and real oaths. And everything is about playing us down, making us feel weak, making us feel like we're all robots, we're all programmable, we're all broken, we're all failed. But with Trump, especially in person, the magnetism is clear that he really does care about you and he cares about himself. But he's not going to be run over. He likes to dominate bad people. And that's why the elite are so scared of him. He doesn't care about special interest or money he's offered. He lost hundreds of millions of dollars just to run, just to pay for it himself. When Howard Stern says, well, Trump never told me this, but I think he just wanted a publicity stunt. No, he put his family and himself through hell, and he's real, and he's making alliances that are absolutely on target. And so this is an amazing time to be alive. And the Japanese absolutely sense it. They see it, and it's a genuineness, too. It's not America lecturing Japan and telling Japan what to do after they were conquered in World War II. That's all over. That's why there were signals at Pearl Harbor not attacking Japan this year at the memorial and everything. That's all done after 70-plus years. Okay, there's a whole new alliance. And I can see the alliance. I also know about the alliance. Because here's the deal. China had a deal to get all the industrial jobs, but none of the military. They broke their deal. They were given the Panama Canal, everything. So they broke their globalist deal. And Trump's like, look, globalism's a double cross of America. I'm taking it over. I'm negotiating every other deal. Instead of America being disengaged, it's going to be more engaged now, but on a two-way street. He's not going to do deals to exploit a third world country. He's going to do deals that raise their wages and raise ours. Actually, the original plan of globalism 60 years ago was sold as a plan to do that, but it was always a double cross. And Trump knows all this. Trump has been advised by the people that were there at the time it all happened. I'm going to leave it at that. But Nixon filled him in on the master plan in the 80s and the 90s. Roy Cohn figured, the New World Order is scared, folks. They're really scared right now. Trump has the whole battle plan. He has all the generals around him. He's got the whole thing down. And it's an incredible. Man, I know people, look, Trump just wants wealth. Trump wants to make you rich. The globalists think you're trash. Don't think you deserve it. They want to make you poor. They say that in their own reports. That's what's so frustrating. It hurts me to see this type of racism being created. Because I'm tired of people that are preying on folks getting away with stuff like this. People that are trying to start a war with Russia, trying to say that, you know, I start getting tears in my eyes because I'm scared of losing to these people. I hate con artists and scumbags. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I want to break their necks. And not out of some wish for violence, just because I'm tired of being pushed around and seeing innocent people get chewed up. Humanity can do anything, but we've got to start letting people go through experiences, letting people go through crises, and learning to just deal with each other and not have some big nanny state that aim at stopping all these problems, because all it's meant to do is make the problems worse.
Bing, 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 bong. I'm triggered.
Every video I've ordered ends with bing, bong, bing, bing, bing now. That's like the signature of a victory. Like in thousands of years, like they'll know that was the signal of victory. Bing, bong, bing, 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 boom, bong, bing, bing. David Knight's coming up. I got one more important report I want to get to that's very powerful. Why I left the left.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
Bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, bing. That is like when aliens land, you like just come up with a big broadcasting thing and you just sing bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, bong, bing, bing, bing. I mean, is Trump like giving us the secret code of the universe? They'll probably have like 100 newspapers tomorrow. Jones believes Trump has a secret alien code. It's a joke, New York Times. It's a joke. I actually have the New York Times calling me right now. It's a joke. Ha ha. David Knight's coming up with a huge broadcast in the 4th hour today. Nightly News tonight, 7 o'clock. But this report is key. Why I left the left. This is very important. Here it is. I'm Alex Jones. This is the InfoWar.
Do you believe in free speech? Do you believe that people should be judged by their character, not their skin color? Do you believe in freedom of religion? If you believe these things, you're probably not a progressive. You might think you're a progressive. I used to think I was. My show, The Rubin Report, was originally part of the Progressive Young Turks network. Progressives struck me as liberals, but louder. Progressives were the nice guys. They looked out for the little guy. They cared about women and minorities. They embraced change. In short, who wouldn't want to be a progressive? But over the last couple of years, the meaning of the word progressive has changed. Progressives used to say, I may disagree with what you say, but I'll fight to the death for your right to say it. Not anymore. Banning speakers whose opinions you don't agree with from college campuses, that's not progressive. Prohibiting any words not approved of as politically correct, that's not progressive. Putting trigger warnings on books, movies, music, anything that might offend people, that's not progressive either. All of this has led me to believe that much of the left is no longer progressive, but regressive. This is one of the reasons I've spent so much time on my show talking about the regressive left. This regressive ideology doesn't judge people as individuals, but as a collective. If you're black or female or Muslim or Hispanic or member of any other minority group, you're judged differently than the most evil of all things, a white Christian male. The regressive left ranks minority groups in a pecking order to compete in a kind of oppression Olympics. Gold medal goes to the most offended. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream that his children would be judged by their character and not their skin color was a liberal idea, but these days it's not a progressive ideal. And what about religious freedom, the idea that no one else can tell you what you have to believe? Surely progressives still support that basic right. Well, not so much. I'm a married gay man, so you might think that I appreciate the government forcing a Christian baker or photographer or florist to act against their religion in order to cater, photograph, or decorate my wedding. But you'd be wrong. A government that can force Christians to violate their conscience can force me to violate mine. If a baker won't bake you a cake, find another baker. Don't demand that the state tell him what to do with his private business. I'm pro-choice, but a government that can force a group of Catholic nuns, literally called the Little Sisters of the Poor, to violate their faith and pay for abortion-inducing birth control can force anyone to do anything. That's not progressive, that's regressive. Today's progressivism has become a faux moral movement hurling charges of racism, bigotry, xenophobia, homophobia, Islamophobia, and a slew of other meaningless buzzwords at anyone they disagree with. The battle of ideas has been replaced by a battle of feelings, and outrage has replaced honesty. Diversity reigns supreme as long as it's not that pesky diversity of thought. This isn't the recipe for a free society, it's a recipe for authoritarianism. For these reasons, I can no longer call myself a progressive. I don't really call myself a Democrat either. I'm a classical liberal, a free thinker, and as much as I don't like to admit it, defending my liberal values has suddenly become a conservative position. So if you think people should be able to say what they think without being punished for it, that people should be judged by their behavior, not their skin color, and that people should be able to live the way that they want to live without government interference, then there's not much left on the left for you.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.